All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving deep into two absolute legends of the firearms world, the AR-15 and the Type 56. But this isn't just about comparing two rifles. Oh no, this is about a fundamental clash in military philosophy, two completely different ways of thinking about how to fight a war.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one crucial question. Do you give your soldiers a precision instrument, or do you give them an unbreakable hammer? One is sleek, sophisticated, and can adapt to anything. The other is brutally simple and just works. The answer to that question can literally define an entire army.
And look, this isn't just some academic debate we're having for fun. This is a real, high-stakes decision that militaries all over the world are grappling with right now. Let's dig into why it's such a big deal. I mean, think about it. The service rifle is the primary tool for a soldier. The choice you make here affects everything: your supply lines, how you train your troops, and ultimately how effective they are on the battlefield. It's a decision that echoes for decades. So, first up in the ring, we've got the contender representing the modern, cutting-edge of firearm design, the AR-15 platform. It's the go-to for many Western militaries, and for some very, very good reasons. The whole philosophy of the AR-15 can be summed up in two words: flexibility and modularity. Its design, with the upper and lower receivers that you can just pop apart, allows for an incredible amount of customization. So it's not really just one rifle. It's more like a whole system that you can tweak and adapt for pretty much any mission you can dream up.
And what's so cool is how all these strengths play off each other. That modular design has created this massive ecosystem of accessories, optics, lights, suppressors, you name it. Combine that with great ergonomics and the lightweight 5.56 round, and what you get is a rifle that's incredibly accurate, has very little recoil, and is just plain easier for soldiers to use well, especially when the pressure's on.
But like any high-performance machine, there's a catch. That precision comes at a price. The AR-15 standard direct impingement system is really clever. It funnels hot gas right into the receiver to make the gun cycle. It keeps things light and accurate, sure, but it also means all that dirty carbon builds up right where the most important moving parts live. It's basically a thoroughbred racehorse. It'll win you the race, but you've got to take care of it.
So what's the bottom line here? With the AR-15, you get amazing accuracy, endless modularity, and you can share parts and ammo with your allies. But you have to commit. You have to commit to better training, more diligent maintenance, and using quality ammo. So for a country like Thailand, the question is pretty stark. Do all those incredible benefits outweigh the very real logistical headaches?
Okay, let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this fight. We're not talking about some dusty old relic here. We're talking about a battle-hardened veteran, a rifle with a reputation forged in some of the toughest places on Earth, the Chinese Type 56.
This quote we pulled from the source material, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? The Type 56 wasn't designed in a clean lab for a shooting range. It was built for the mud and grit of actual war. And in those conditions, soldiers have called it their best friend. And that gets us to its most famous, almost legendary trait. The stories you hear about this thing working after being buried in mud or dunked in water, they're not exaggerations. It's because of its long-stroke piston system and, frankly, looser parts. It's designed to just power through any gunk that gets inside. Where other rifles would jam up and fail, the Type 56 just keeps on going. It's based on the iconic AK-47, so its mechanics are so simple, you could probably teach a conscript how to use and clean it in an afternoon. It's got that famous folding spiker bayonet, and it fires that hard-hitting 7.62 by 39mm round, a cartridge that has proven itself time and time again in jungles, deserts, and cities all over the world. To hold one is to really understand what it's all about. It feels solid, rugged, almost agricultural in its simplicity. And the action? It has this heavy, distinctive ker-chunk sound that is just unmistakable. It's a tool, plain and simple, built to do a job.
So now we have our two contenders. We've met the fighters. Let's put them in the ring, head to head, and really see where their core philosophies clash. First up, customization versus simplicity. The AR-15 is the specialist's tool. You can configure it 1,000 different ways for any mission imaginable. The Type 56, that's the universal soldier's tool. It does one thing, and it does that one thing incredibly well. Everywhere, for everyone, with almost zero extra training needed. Next, let's talk maintenance versus reliability. And here it is again, that core conflict. The AR-15 is the precision instrument that needs regular cleaning and good care to sing. The Type 56 is the unstoppable hammer. It is famously, almost stubbornly forgiving of neglect that would completely shut down other weapons.
And all of this leads to two totally different ways of thinking about a fight. The AR-15, with that fast, flat-shooting 5.56 round, is all about marksmanship, placing precise shots at a distance. The Type 56, with its heavier 7.62 round, is about delivering sheer, raw power at the closer ranges you'd find in a jungle or fighting in a city.
So, which one is better? I think you probably know what I'm gonna say. There is no simple answer. Because, as always, the mission is what defines the tool you need.
The right choice isn't about which rifle looks better on a spec sheet. It's about which rifle is the best fit for a country's unique challenges, their mission, their supply chains, and the very ground they'll be fighting on.
And this is exactly where the decision gets so incredibly hard for a country like Thailand. You look at their environment, hot, humid, tons of rain, and it just screams for the reliability of the Type 56. But then you look at the need to work with allies, who all use the 5.56 NATO standard, and that points you right back to the AR-15. It's a classic strategic tug-of-war.
So what's the smart move? You don't guess. The only logical way forward is to get real data. You run pilot programs, you test both rifles in your jungles with your soldiers, and you run the numbers on what it's really going to cost over the long haul. You let the evidence make the billion-dollar decision for you.
And that's really the big takeaway here. There is no single best rifle. What you have are two different promises. The AR-15 offers you near infinite adaptability, the promise that you can make it the perfect tool for any one mission. The Type 56 offers you something else entirely, certainty, the promise that it will work, period, no matter the mission, no matter the conditions.
And that leaves us with one final, fascinating question to chew on. As the future of war unfolds, what's going to be more valuable in a soldier's hands? Will it be the perfect, custom-tailored adaptability you get from a modular platform? Or will it be the simple, absolute, rock-solid reliability of a proven workhorse? That's the question every military has to answer for itself.